Hi, what's up? Hey, family. It's me. So, I was reading the art book that we bought from Barnes & Noble, of course. And, it's going over how you would critique art and how you even critique art, how that works with looking at brush strokes and looking at, their techniques, looking at their past, looking at their color palette, how they use color theory, how they continued their art, how they evolved, all that jazz, whatever. But it also goes over art history, which is very intriguing to me, which is what I'm mainly concerned about. So it starts off with the prehistoric era and how cave paintings that were found in France by some kids, they found a bunch of bulls, right, in the south of France, that's the Basque country. They found caves. Are you crying? They found a bunch of cave paintings there, and they also found a bunch of Aboriginal kind of native tribal paintings in Australia and parts of Africa and parts of the Middle East. It's everywhere. So that's like the intro of the art history of like where they think art could have started, but they don't know exactly where art started because it could be anywhere. Now, while I'm reading this, it also goes over how they would make pottery, they would make vases, they would make fertility dolls, and they would just make like big booby art. That's what I'm talking about, that's where I'm at. And I was I was watching this video by, I forgot this lady's name is. I'll pull her up. Ellen Winter, right? She was speaking at the American Philosophical Society. I'm going to put that somewhere here also. I'm going to put a clip of what she's talking about. And she's trying to differentiate because, modern art is really abstract. And how abstract work right now is, a child can do it, an animal can do it. Like, there's elephants painting, like Oliver loves watching elephants paint, right, with their trunk. And she was comparing the elephant painting to a de Kooning, a Wendinsky to a child's painting, all this stuff. And she brought up a really fascinating point because she goes into the psychology of what makes art, which is essentially what I really want to do, which is go over art history, but also go over the psychology of why they made those pieces and why we like those pieces, why they resonate with us, how it resonates with us, what that psychological aspect of art, because I just find those two things fascinating, and combining them seemed a great choice. So her work, or her seminar, was like a great find. And the thing that interests me the most about her seminar, I think I hear Oliver, is she goes over intentionality. That abstract art is as popular or as resonating because it has intentionality. When a child
And this is the one I'm going to focus on. How do we evaluate a work of art? Do we evaluate it by the product alone, or by our beliefs about the process and the mind that made it? And we approach these questions not as philosophers, but as social scientists, with hypotheses and experiments and manipulations.
When an animal makes a painting, you have to question its intentionality because you don't have any prior kind of work from it, or from whoever's making the art, right? Whether it's the child or the animal, you don't have anything prior from them. And if you did have something prior from them, is it consistent? Does it have the same brush stroke? Does it follow an evolution, a curve of where its art should be, right? Because all this can now be measured by AI, before it used to be measured by art critiques. And this is just like giving purpose to something purposeless. But this goes back to my basic question of what is art? Is art intentionality? Is a child's art as profound as someone that has mastered a certain aspect of art? Does that child or that animal's popularity give intentionality to its art? if we call children that are really good at something, we call them prodigies. And if a child is drawing something consistently and you say this child has intention, are you giving that child intention, or did the child already have intention? So I have no answers. I just thought it was fascinating that I was thinking of this topic. I was reading this book, and Ellen Winter's video pops up, and she goes over these same questions that she also has thought about, I'm assuming, for years, if this is what she's been doing for her whole life. And she still really didn't have an answer. She has an inkling to what could be, what could be a route for proving why abstract art is so profound, or why it resonates with so many people, why it's popular, why it's modern, or like why modern art is as devolved as it was from where art started, or where the art renaissance is as we know it, whether it would have been a Mona Lisa. How did the Mona Lisa become a Rothko, right? If you look at a Rothko, it's red, has tints of red, blood. And if you look at the Mona Lisa, same thing, just more colors in it. Now, if you put that in the basic level, put them side to side, and you kind of deface the Mona Lisa and you just give it that facial color, and you kind of devolve it to its shapes, it kind of resembles a Rothko, does it not? Or does a Rothko, if you give it a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more technique, does it not just become the Mona Lisa? So it's more questions than answers in this channel right now. That's probably going to be how it is for the next few years as we study art, learn more about psychology, and just learn more. But I will see you guys later, hopefully with answers, but probably not.